These are rare photographs from history, presented with context and accuracy. To see more historical photos, you can subscribe to our channel. A trench soldier taking a photograph with a camera attached to a periscope, 1915. A miner's young daughter draws water from the camp's only working pump in Bell County, Kentucky, 1946. A woman serves school lunch at the cafeteria in Randolph Henry High School in Virginia, where meals cost about 15 cents in 1943. A woman using the dimple maker, a device marketed to create dimples by wearing it for 5 minutes at a time, 2 or 3 times a day, with the promise of producing a fine set of dimples. New York, 1947. Alexander Graham Bell surrounded by executives making the first call between New York and Chicago in 1892. American girl Samantha Smith at the center, with pioneers at the Artek camp in Soviet Union, July 1983. American soldiers comfort a little girl and her puppy after the invasion of Normandy, 1944. An Imperial Japanese Army soldier accompanied by logistic support elephants and their mahouts somewhere in Burma, World War II. Auschwitz guards having a good time, 1944. Austin 7 driven by B Sparrow loses control at Donington Park, England, May 1933. Benito Mussolini's daughter, Edda, and her husband, fascist propagandist and Italian foreign minister, Galeazzo Ciano, were photographed at Villa Torlonia. Candid woman with her dog, Germany, 1939. Ex-President Eisenhower advises new President Johnson day after JFK's assassination. Farmers hang nooses at a foreclosure auction to intimidate outside bidders, Michigan, 1936. FBI agent delivering $1 million to a plane hijacker in his underwear, 1972. Field Marshal Sir Douglas Haig reviews paperwork in his command train, 1918. With him is his private secretary, Philip Sassoon. Fishing boats on the Rhine, 1938. Four children watch 4 different small televisions on a living room floor, 1950s. Four men sitting in William Howard Taft's would-be White House bathtub, 1909. Frida Kahlo, a Mexican painter with one of her pet spider monkeys, Mexico, 1944. German soldiers during a short break in the fighting among the ruins of the city of Stalingrad, autumn 1942. Hiru Onoda, the last Imperial Japanese soldier, rides on Philippine Air Force helicopter, 1974. Adolf Hitler says goodbye to Mussolini as they will never meet two again. Germany, 1944. Inside a United Airlines in 1972, with stewardesses and passengers settling in. Japanese soldiers taunt a pair of young Chinese prisoners before they are executed, 1938. Labor Union organizer Mary Harris Jones with President Calvin Coolidge, Washington, September 1924. Late Edo period, samurai with Western clothing, 1860s. Leon Trotsky and Frida Kahlo in 1937. Kahlo and her husband Diego Rivera had petitioned the Mexican government to allow Trotsky into the country. Lieutenant General Eduardo Lunardi on the day of his assumption as provisional president of the Argentina Republic, 1955. M4. Sherman crew and equipment, additional weapons and ammunition, 1943. Mao Zedong with Ieng Sari and Pol Pot during the visit of the Khmer Rouge leaders to Beijing, 1975. Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia wearing a Native American headdress and sitting between the chiefs of the Cheyenne and Arapaho during the rite of the smoking of the traditional peace pipe, USA 1938. Members of the Egyptian police force during clashes with British forces in the city of Ismailia, January 1952. Miner's cabin built of barrels at Tonopah, Nevada, 1906. Miners descending a cable car, South Africa, 1880s. Mother smiles at her sleeping baby, Maricopa County, Arizona, 1940. New York had a pneumatic tube mail system that shot capsules under Manhattan at 30 miles per hour, 1897. Nicoleta Nicolescu, the leader of the Iron Guard's female wing, leads a salute for other Romanian women at a summer camp. She was burned alive in a furnace after tortured for months. Romania, 1935. Palanquin used by people of the poorer classes, Delhi, 1908. Photo of Adolf Hitler the same night he gave his last speech, January 1945. Public beheading in China during the final years of the Qing dynasty, observed by military personnel and townspeople. Queen Victoria on her deathbed at Osborne House, Isle of Wight, in January 1901. She had asked to be buried in her wedding veil. Reinhard Heydrich as a member of the SS fencing team at a fencing competition in Berlin, 1939. Ronald and Nancy Reagan with Rock Hudson at a White House state dinner, May 1984. Ruins of Dresden, 1945. Sellers and shoppers see real pineapples for the first time. A grocery store somewhere in the Soviet Union, late 1970s. Sikh visitors at Hyde Park, London, 1935. Spanish Republican militia with a large makeshift grenade launcher during the Siege of Oviedo, October 1936. Students at Afghanistan's second largest university in the capital city of Kabul, 1975. Texas men pose and show off their muscles in Brownwood, 1920s. The 8 GIs of Company C, who remained after a 9-hour firefight in the Bien Woods during the Battle of the Bulge, December 1944. The capsizing of the SS Eastland in the Chicago River killed 844 passengers and crew, Chicago, Illinois, July 1915. The man coming out of a manhole, looking at the ankles of a woman and whistling, 1950. The moment when Adolf Hitler declared war on the USA, December 1941. This photograph taken near gold mines near Penshurst, an area in Victoria's Western Districts, Australia, 1857. Two well-dressed gents and their equally dapper dog in Stockholm, Sweden, 1880s. Two youngsters casually photographed in Cypress Hills, Brooklyn, 1976. US Army mules are tied in a long picket line at the docks in Palermo, Sicily, before being loaded on a boat for the invasion of Italy, September 1943. US President Gerald Ford is presented with turkeys for Thanksgiving by the National Turkey Federation, November 1975. Virginia Oldoini, Countess of Castiglione, she achieved notoriety as a mistress of Emperor Napoleon III of France, 1865. Vladimir Lenin Ulyanov, 6 months before his death, July 1923. Walter Lunga lies wounded in a hospital after having his right hand blown off by a bomb planted by Nazi terrorists in Innsbruck, Austria, 1934. War Tank America, 1918. Young Barack Obama with his mother, Indonesian stepfather Lolo Suetoro, and half-sister in the 1960s.